Dear students, I welcome you in this lecture on the topic index numbers. In this lecture, we will see what are cost of living index numbers. What is cost of living index number? A cost of living index number measures changes over time in the total amount of money required in order to maintain a specified standard of living. It takes those factors into account which changes or affects lifestyles or consumer patterns of consumers. The basket of goods and services that are used to calculate the cost of living index numbers include food, rent, clothing, fuel, electricity, and education. A cost of living index number can be calculated by two methods. We have seen these two methods in previous lecture. These two methods are aggregate expenditure method or family budget method. Soon we are going to see numerical examples on both of these methods, that is aggregate expenditure method and family budget method. The consumer price index number only tracks a basket of consumer goods over a period of time. So it is basically measurement or tracking of prices of consumer goods over a period of time. As we have seen earlier, it is a comparison. It is a comparison between two periods. Which are two periods of time? Current period and second is base period. So current period and base period. Generally it is in year, so we may say current year and base year. It is comparison of prices between these two periods. It reflects inflation or inflation on purchasing powers of consumers, and it estimates the general price level of economy. It is not intended to measure the actual costs of living in any given area. It is simply a comparison of prices of consumer goods in current period and in base period. The cost of living index number compares the expenses of an average consumer to acquire food, shelter, transportation, electricity, clothing, education, etc. in different regions and locations. Let us see the next concept in price index numbers. As I have mentioned in the very first lecture on this topic, that we are mainly going to focus on consumer price index numbers or price index numbers. We are not going to study other price index numbers such as quantity price index numbers. There are Three standard price index numbers which are used or which are commonly used. First is last year's price index number. Second is past year's price index number. And third is Fisher's price index numbers. So first, let us see what is last year's price index number. It is developed by German economist Etienne Laspierre. In Laspierre's price index numbers, prices over time are weighted according to their value in a specific base period. The last year's price index number is a composite index number of price constructed by the weighted sum method. The last year's index number tends to overstate price increases. The reason is the change in the consumption pattern due to change in prices. So it is change in consumption pattern due to changes in prices of consumer goods or commodities. The last year's price index number is given by the formula P01L is equal to summation P1Q0 upon summation P0Q0 into 100. We multiply this ratio by 100 because it is expressed in percentage. We need to understand basic notations involved in this formula. So what does P01L denotes? It denotes last year's price index number. The subscript 0 is used for base year. The subscript 0 is used for base year. The subscript 1 is used for current year. We use small letter p to denote price and we use the letter q to denote quantity. So P denotes price, Q denotes quantity. P0 denotes price in base year. P0 denotes price in base year. Q0 denotes quantity in base year and P1 denotes price in current year. So if you take into account all these notations, it becomes clear what the last year's price index number formula gives. It is sum of products of prices of commodities in current year and quantities of commodities in base year multiplied by expenditures in base year. So P0 Q0 price into quantity, it is expenditure in base year. This formula was for last year's price index number. The next standard index number which we are going to study is purchase price index number. Purchase price index number is again developed by German economist Hermann Paasche. The price index number tends to understate price increases. It is reflecting changes in consumption pattern that occur when when consumers respond to price increases. The purchase index number is given by the formula P01P. P01P, it is purchase index number. This formula is equal to summation P1Q1 divided by summation P0Q1 multiplied by 100. The ratio is multiplied by 100 because we are going to express purchase price index number in percentage. In some references or in some texts, you may find that this multiplied by 100 is not given because they expressed the change in terms of absolute ratios rather than percentage. It is fine, both formulas are correct. As we have seen, the notation, it is same. P denotes price, Q denotes quantity. As such, Q1 is quantity in current year, P1 is price in current year, P0 is price in base year, and Q1 is price in Q1 is quantity in current year. The next index number, the commonly used index number, is Fisher's price index number. It is also one of the important price index number. It is developed by American economist Irving Fisher. It is geometric mean. We have seen what is geometric mean. Geometric mean of two numbers, say x and y, is obtained by taking square root of their product. So it is geometric mean of last year's and purchase price index number. And hence its values lies between values of last year's and purchase index numbers. This price index number corrects the positive bias in last year's price index number and negative bias in purchase price index number. Fisher's price index number is a weighted aggregative price index number. It is given by the formula square root of last year's index number multiplied by past price index number multiplied by